Welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm Darren McDermott. Now, peripheral European assets have made a massive recovery recently. Bond yields have fallen drastically and we have seen a huge rise in equities. For instance, Portuguese, Spanish and Italian equities rose more than 70% since July 2012. I have François Savary, Chief Investment Officer for Reyl Bank. Welcome today.
Thanks for having me.
So, François, looking first of all at these three countries, now do you think the rise in equities is actually justifiable when, for example, Spain has a budget deficit of over 6%?
Yes, I do believe that it is justified because clearly you had other factors that are on the improving. Clearly economic activity has picked up. You had recent economic numbers which were quite supportive in most of those countries. Leading indicators are improving, and as you mentioned in your introduction, the fall in bond yields is something that is quite important for those countries because it reduced the risk premium on the assets. And also, this is something that is key. The financial sector is benefiting from the fact that you have a fall in bond yields. Yes, there are some weaknesses that are left, but what can you expect? This is a structural adjustment. It will take time, but a lot of foreign investors, international investors, are buying into the fact that we are on a recovery path for the coming years.
And looking at Greece, now Athens stock market rose more than 130%, which is quite incredible. But what factors should we be cautious of when thinking of Greece?
I would say that the key feature for the Greek economy down the road is the sustainability of the debt level. The big question that you face for Greece is Greece going to be able to go through this recovery phase without having to go through a restructuring process of the debt? I believe that people will have to look at that very carefully. The second factor is the political situation. We all know that in Greece you have a party, an extreme left party that is quite anti-European. You have an extreme right party that will be tested during the European election. So the political situation remains a key feature and it could unsettle investors' position down the road. So the debt plus the political situation remains the two key issues to my point of view.
And which European periphery country would you actually be most bullish about?
I believe that Portuguese and Spain are the two countries that you need to focus on because there clearly you have surprising good numbers. Clearly there were some reforms that were put in place, especially in Spain, and clearly they have some factors that support the sustainability of the recovery for not the next 3 to 6 months but more the next few years, and I believe that Portugal and Spain are the two countries I would focus on.
And wrapping things up, François, now what are you expecting to see in terms of measures from the ECB?
I think that after the last ECB meeting and the words of Mr. Draghi, clearly we can expect a decrease in interest rates at the June meeting, and it could be followed in the coming months by some kind of quantitative easing measures, non-conventional monetary policy. And I think that due to the fact that credit growth is very, very low, in Europe, it would be very wise for the ECB to act on the private debt side if they decide to go for a quantitative easing, because buying or purchasing government debt in Europe is not necessarily the key point for the moment. The US and the European situation are absolutely not the same in terms of what you need to do for quantitative easing.
François, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching Dukascopy TV. Now do stay tuned, do not go anywhere as we have plenty more interviews and updates heading your way. See you soon.